Why have I got so many unsowed seeds in my seed tin? It's not a seed tin. It is about 5 seed tin boxes, bags, the works. And in order to prepare this, I had to go around my entire house, going through all my stashing places for seeds. Some in the kitchen, there were some on the mantelpiece by the fire, because my paper particularly, and most of these are not my seeds. I'm not wasting my seeds, if that's quite the right word to use. The ones in my packets, my dog loves to eat, so I have to hide them from her. But why have I got so many seeds? Definitely the answer is partly because I impulse buy seeds a lot. It is true. However, I do find sometimes growing from seed, although one of the most exciting things in the world when it works, when it doesn't work, it is so disappointing. It is so disappointing. And sometimes the hope and the exciting moment of growing seeds means that I buy the seeds and don't actually sow them. And some of these are really old, and it doesn't matter. I'm going to sow them anyway. So I got quite overwhelmed by confusion and how to do some of these more complicated seeds that I just went into avoidance mode and I didn't do anything. So this is the year I am going to sow everything. This year I'm doing the grown-up thing. I'm taking every single one of these seed packets. I'm doing all the research for you and for me, and I'm going to write for every single variety of flower and probably some vegetables as well, because there's a couple of vegetables in here as well. I'm going to write and film the ultimate guide. Now, when I say the ultimate guide, what I mean is the conditions of success: light, temperature, when to sow, how to sow, everything, depth of sowing, pre-chilling, not pre-chilling, everything. And I'm going to put it on a video, and I'm going to put it on a blog post, and I'm going to grow everything. Now, I do also used to put it on a spreadsheet, and I will share the spreadsheet with you, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the names and the varieties and all of the conditions of success. It's going to be like the one guide that you're ever going to need again, ever. But also I need to send to the Soil Association, because some of these seeds are not organic, and I am now certified organic, which means I need to get their permission to say that I can put them in my soil, but I'm going to do that. So first of all, feeling slightly overwhelmed, I'm going to tip everything out onto the table and actually see what I've got. Now, if you've watched my other seed tin sorting, I do go through and take out all the old seed, the really old seed. I am not going to do that this time. If it's in a packet on this table, I'm growing it. It might not germinate, might not do anything. All I've wasted is the compost for that. Not that compost is not an incredibly precious resource. It is, but let's get started. So what I've ended up with is flowers, sweet peas, vegetables, actually, because I grow biodynamically, they're already sort of separated boxes in leaves, fruits, which is amazing. Now, okay, this patch, I know this is roots because it's got roots written on it, so I'm not even going to open. I'm now going to separate these into what I can start looking at to sow now. So, good, cool. So, I just want to end up with essentially some piles that we're going to look at now and over the next 2 weeks, it being mid-February. I'm going to also have a pile of things that I know need pre-chilling, which is stuff that I can think about in February, even though I won't be sowing it until March. Okay, here goes, second sort. I did also do a pile of grasses as well. I'm not brilliant at grasses. Some of these are really easy. Some of these are not. But I think I'm going to focus on those and try and get those because I do have a lot of spaces in the perennial borders that I really want. I really want to have some grasses in. So some of the packets, because they are, so Chilton's, for example, will have the timings for when to sow on. So that's quite easy. Some of the others, I'm just going to have to use my knowledge, and some of them I'll have to Google. But I will start with the Chiltern ones because they are easier. What I did buy, I will tell you why I messed up my Caboya seed. It was a bit of a disaster. I had to buy some more. And I have also bought, for about the 50th time, the ones I threw on the floor are empty packets. I'm not getting rid of anything except anything that hasn't actually got any seed in at all. I've tried to grow campanula more times in my life than I've tried to do anything else, I think. I have, every year, I buy the same varieties. I cannot get them to germinate. I'm going to crack it this year. But on that spirit, I have bought 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think there's more than that. But there's at least 4 campanula varieties, which I'm going to take very special care with. Actea, January. Caboya, we know about. Toadflax, I'm going to say that's March, even though the packet says February. I think anything that is a perennial, and particularly if it wants chilling. Wow. This one occurs with constant heat alone, approximately 30 degrees C. This is Althea cannabina, which is hemp leaf marshmallow, which is a new one for me, but I'm going to put that on the tricky one. Poppies, I will direct sow. They're my poppies, they're just opium poppies, they grow like the clappers. Right, the other thing that I'm going to do this year, as well as a lot of sweet peas, obviously, is I am going to go big on delphinium and larkspurs. These are larkspurs, and actually larkspur is something that I can grow. I do know that one. I'm going to write the guide to that, and I'm going to film the film to that, because there is a trick to larkspur that once you know, grows like grass. So I'm going to have a special pile of larkspur because they will all need similar treatment. Where am I going to put all these larkspurs is a slightly different conversation, which we will have to have in April. But we'll have that in April. Misty Lavender, White King, Salmon Beauty. I know I bought loads of these a while ago. Carmine Rose, Lilac Lass, Little Boy Blue. Oh, I thought there was a couple more. Oh no, stocks. It was stocks, wasn't it? Stocks. I'm going to go big on stocks this year. Vintage brown. I'm not turning down a flower called vintage brown. These are stocks. Right, nasturtiums, ignore your nasturtiums until it is warm. Escalosia, California poppy, ignore those. I don't know why I bought these. Clematis, Korean beauty. Oh, why do I need thousands of those? Does say February though. Cosmos, put your Cosmos to one side. Unless you are growing for Chelsea, you know who you are. Do not even look at them. Okay. That's a March. I'm not even sure what it is. Giant fennel, November to March. Very excited about that. I think we'll give that a crack in February. Fancy Belladonna, Delphinium. Oh my God, the one that has evaded me my whole life. Bupleurum longifolium, Bronze Beauty. I was reduced to buying a plant and then I killed the plant because the key is very, very fresh seed. And if you have a plant and it just self-sows, then you've sort of got it for life. But I killed it. Oh, look, another campanula. Violas. Let's talk pansies. Pansies are so fashionable right now and always mooted as the companion plant to the sweet pea, so why would I not? I have got Brush Strokes, which is an old favourite of mine, I have to say. Antique Shades. Pandora rose box, not sure what that one looks like. Nasturtiums, we know we're not doing nasturtiums for a while. Nicotiana. I have seen people doing their Nicotiana already. Oh, that's larkspur, I know it is. I'm going to have to Google that one. Cosmos, cosmos, cosmos. Yellow rattle I should have done last year. Dahlia Bishop's Children is a warm one. There's a whole pile of warm ones here. Okay, I am going to Misty Lavender. That's empty. Viola Tricolor, which is just your, what I call the cake pansy. Now, I'm going to start doing a pile of just my standard hardy annuals. I'm not going to do hardy annuals, I don't think, until first week of March. I have enough to be getting on with, as you can start to see. So when I say your standard hardy annuals, I'm talking about scabious. So I've got two different sorts. I grow lots of black because I love it and it's great for dyeing. I've got some madder seeds here. I'm probably going to do those in March as well. Very old Dara, which probably won't do anything because Dara doesn't like to be old. Aquilegia. Also, I really struggle. Once I've got it, it's great, but I also think I might have Aquilegia downy mildew, so no, let's do it. Lysimachia. Gonna have to Google that one. Now, Rebecca Triloba, I've got lots of. I have got in this little pile some incredibly expensive Italian poppies. And we're going to try those. There's a whole film and a whole guide about Icelandic poppies. I think I've got some more in the fridge because I think I've got some seed that I've saved as well, champagne bubbles. But let's do those as a special thing. I don't think I've got any more of those. A bit more cosmos. You see, it's not starting to make sense. Oh, amazing grey. I do probably just want a little pile of sunflowers. I'm not big on sunflowers because I do find that they are way too big for me. Or larkspur. But I remember last year I bought quite a lot of seed because I got a bit excited about them. Oh, this is my slightly advanced pile, which is some slightly random things. So I have a South African foxglove here, Echinacea pallida hula dancer, Digitalis ambigua. So I'm going to do, I think, oh, there we go, a perennials pile where I have to just put a bit of effort in for getting those perennials to burst into life. It's not difficult, you've just got to know what you're doing. What is a dwarf Chinese delphinium? Pink butterfly, sounds nice. Okay, a couple more Aquilegias here, which are just the really mixed variety. Again, if I've got Aquilegia downy mildew, they're not going to grow, so, well, they will grow, but then they'll die as soon as I put them in the ground, which would be pretty depressing. But okay, more perennials. Lunaria, Annua, Chedglow, Honesty. Okay, how are we doing? I think we are getting there. So most of my perennials, the way I'll grow those is I will chill them and I will do a whole film on chilling and then I will get them in some warmth. But I can't put them in straight away, obviously, because they are probably going to need 2 to 3 weeks in a fridge. So these are something I'm really excited about, which is Trollius. I've got a Trollius New Moon and then just the Trollius Europaeus, which is your standard one. And the instructions, 10 degrees Celsius, and then chill if they don't start into growth. If it says that, I'm going to chill them. I'm just going to not even do the whole, because, and I will do a whole film on this, what you don't want to do is put them in a seed tray. You have to put a seed tray in your fridge. You might as well put them in Ziploc bags in a bit of moist compost, put that in your fridge and then sow them properly. So that will go on the chilling pile. And I think we're there. Are we there? I think, what do I do with the seeds I don't actually like? Why have I got common yarrow? I've got tons of common yarrow. Here we are, look, yet another campanula. Oh, that was sealed. I think there's actually something in that one. This is Campanula betulifolia. Yes, that is sealed, and therefore I can't have seen it. I mean, dust-like seeds. It's such a nightmare, but I want them. I want them. If you've been following some of the stuff about plant collections that we talk about on Instagram, Campanula doesn't actually have a national collection holder, and I would love to be it, but Campanulas don't like me. However much I love them, not enough to move house, but yeah, I've been thinking about it. I've got a couple of my foxgloves here, which are the perennial foxgloves, so not the ones that you need to sow in June, July, but species foxgloves. So I've got so much seed of this, I might as well just throw it around on the floor. I've got a couple more. It smells nice. I thought I had a couple more nasturtiums. Nasturtiums definitely for later. Put those to one side. Okay, so the ones we are going to be really focusing on today, this is a whole box of sweet peas, by the way, are pansies, stocks, and amazing grey, and poppies. So if you are interested in growing any of those, look out for the written guides and the videos for those. I'm also going to be just quickly recording what you need to grow flowers in your home. So I have just bought a couple more bits, including a thermometer, which I've never used before, but in the spirit of doing this properly, I've bought myself a thermometer to go into the soil. I'm also going to share with you where it says on seed packets the temperature at which it wants to germinate. I'm going to talk about where that is in your house. So if it says it's sort of 12 degrees, that is quite chilly for a house, and you're probably looking at outdoors in a greenhouse or something like that. Similarly, if you're looking for 18 to 24, that's really quite warm. And so you might want to think about a heated mat, propagator. I will do windowsill ones, the really simple ones. We are not looking at industrial growing, although hilariously, I'm going to have a lot of flowers this year. A lot. Okay, go and empty your seed tin, get it all out. Do not leave anything for next year. The seed will be old, you'll be past it. We're going to do